Hello there, my loves. It's your favourite detective, stalking once more the streets of Revachol, hell-bent on solving various crimes. But today, we're going to follow up on what we've just been doing with the lorries, finding out about the drug trafficking. So we've got to go back to where Joyce is still perched on the side of a splendid vessel beside the sea. Beside the seaside, beside the sea. Hopefully we'll make some progress today, but of course, that's never guaranteed with this game, despite the fact we have a formidable intelligence guiding this character today. That's a joke, my love. That's a big joke. Come on, let's get on it.
Good. What can I help you with?
Takes a sip from her silvery thermal cup. I spoke with a lorryman at the roundabout. There we go.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait. Where exactly are these eyes located? I'd like to know that. We have discovered enough to conclude, for now. Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
I don't trust this woman.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Yes, I should decide. Let the lieutenant handle it. Lieutenant needs to handle this.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Well put, Kim. I couldn't have done it better myself.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Excellent.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Iron and strawberries? What was that about a bloodbath? How are the lynching and the strike connected? Let's go for the bloodbath.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivachol West.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are sharing land, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Mm-hmm. Yes, what about this lynching?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say.
She did
My
it!
employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith? Do you need a security detail?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Mm-hmm. Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
I'm assuming one of them was strung up in the tree.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Aha.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
It'll be all of them.
Yep.
The decision is already made.
That's what I was thinking. You've made a mess here. I have to say, this is not disco. Maybe the investigations can team up, share resources and intelligence. Boy, oh boy, is that not good. Yes, you've made a mess
It
here.
was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Bloodbath ensues.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
We don't currently have a gun.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
Perhaps.
Houses drenched in red, blood gushing down Rue de Saint-Cispar. The whole place mopped with a giant red rag. Fresh bullet holes for all the old buildings.
Yes, it might look quite splendid, might it? Shudder, wash it nice and clean. I can't see it. I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario? Yeah.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
How dare you!
All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay. What can you tell me about Crenell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
What a splendid name.
Down a deep black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Bunch of brutes, in other words. Okay, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Well, that's bloody disgraceful. You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
I think I might know who those little miscreants are. Who did the passing on then? What did these teenagers by the canal say?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
Teenagers.
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
First I've heard of it.
The lieutenant consults his notebook. his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports of an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the Colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
I don't trust anyone.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Perhaps. In about a month. This Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But she had sympathy for this man.
You liked him, didn't you?
Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among them. He handled all the talking. His departure left a major gap in the group's communication skills.
His name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Okay. Radio operator. I'm thinking of that lorry cab, my loves. How about you?
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased's.
Excellent question, Kim.
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
Personally, my loves, I'm never able to recall the eye color of anyone. Anyone ever. So, I don't know about this.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Why is he... I don't understand why Kim's asking about this, because we've seen the body.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction
Well, there
we
you
saw
go.
on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
A charismatic man that speaks through a fucked jaw.
Must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then you'll have to...
Okay. What are the remaining two mercs? Where are the remaining two mercs now? I can't read this morning, my lad, so I can barely speak.
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
It doesn't matter.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Me and Kim can handle anything, my love.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Yep.
You should show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
Exactly. Vigilantes, the RCM gets its authority from the Coalition. Where does theirs come from? Brutes? We still need to know where they are. We'll confront them directly. Yes.
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down.
Me and Kim will work them over. We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
I don't trust this woman for one moment. Now, we've got a good chance of rolling this motherfucker. Let's do it.
One is
Come on.
obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Okay.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
Okay. In a building south of the roundabout. Interesting. One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbour gates, the scab leader. One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout. Okay, let's just go through it.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Kicking shit is what I do best, including mailboxes, which does incur a bit of damage.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Yes. Right, what's this roundabout one?
Would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Wait a second, my loves. This Joyce could be the lady driver, perhaps.
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
Okay. She's got a radio.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
Easy.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Well, apparently we haven't asked these things. By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Didn't like him one little bit.
Finally, time to choose sides.
I didn't. He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Everard Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He is the champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He is not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. It's not important if I liked him, I was doing my job. It's probably the one to pick, but he's a beautiful man. I'm going to go for the rainbow socialist.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it.
Of course.
Fantastic, worm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Excellent. I go by the word of my necktie at all times. Mr. Everard is helping me find my gun. I helped him turn off the heat on the borscht. I'd rather talk about something else for now if you don't mind. No, let's talk about the gun.
Oh. That's so helpful of him.
The lieutenant looks at you. You can swear his jaw muscle is trembling.
Oh dear.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Exactly, Kim.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
It's almost ready. It's almost ready to be found soon. Mr. O'Barr is helping me find my gun. No.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then.
No, he's a bit
Is
of
there
a twat.
anything else?
Yes.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat.
And a cup of tea.
Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
We haven't shown her this. Is it worth doing? Let's try it.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand. Yeah, she wouldn't look at it before, I think.
For about half a minute, in silence.
Yeah, because she knows this chap.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression. Yes, do that.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
What the deuce? What are you talking about, woman? Like blooms in a pattern?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Interesting. What is the use of this map?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
In the morgue. This one is going nowhere but the morgue. There you go. I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse. This one has flown quite far by now.
The times have changed.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that, my dear?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
This must have been an utter nightmare to narrate for.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Crenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Interesting. So this man's been about a bit, and it probably has some kind of significance that's completely beyond me at the moment. Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
I'll go to meet them with that stuck to my forehead.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial. Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
I agree. I need the information. Mark it down. Ask Mercs about tattoos. You're right. Not a good idea. No, let's ask them.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Yes, Kim will be. We'll be completely reckless. That's all for the tattoos. Thank you
Is
for your
there
help.
anything else I can help you with?
No, I've had quite enough of your company.
It's clear you like the hard stuff, Brota.
The what? Sounds like my stomach is growling. What is my lower intestine going on about?
Evening falls. The time has come to take the vow.
Wow.
The vows are blood and flesh.
A double umlaut on the... I don't get this shit. What is my lower intestine going on about?
Lower intestine? The term is metabolic and circulatory system.
Okay, but what's the hard stuff?
Fascism, Brota.
What is fascism, though? Okay, stomach, I've made up my mind about fascism. Proceed to the judgment.
Many things, but it's mostly
Oh, my
about
Christ.
trust in your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems?
That one.
Yes, them, but also Wormen.
Worman.
Women, men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Woo men need to go back to the fucking kitchen.
Good lord.
That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that woo men need to know their place.
Okay. Am I having some kind of stomach seizure? I think it's more in the brain, my love. Okay, stomach, I've made up my mind.
Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Okay, why am I getting this?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Fascism sounds so bad, though. What if we called it something else, like traditionalism?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota.
I will always keep my views. For the glory of the Revacholian nation. Opt in. Absolutely not. I'm not going to be played by an upset stomach. Opt out. This is very odd. I think I was looking at my stats yesterday, and I'm a communist at the moment. So if we do this, maybe we'll get a bit more balance.
For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the woo men too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach.
I'm going to pack my stomach and get the fuck out of that. Anyway. Right. Right, let's have a look at our notes. I've got loads of experience then. Right. Victims' tattoos. Ask another about tattoos' possible meaning. So that brute by the harbour. Oh no, that's that one. Okay. Scab leader. Phew. Now what? Okay, let's just get out of there. Probably go off piste a bit now. So I'll just check my recording. What are we on? Okay, half an hour, my lads. Let's have a... Hello, there's a bloody door there. Probably tried to get in here before. Oh no, we've been in here, haven't we? Yeah, it was a complete waste of time, if I remember rightly. Let's talk to this artist.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Oh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
Really? You're a coal miner? Don't you have a real home? It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
Okay.
Does anyone in a city like this?
She replies wistfully, looking around.
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
Right.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
If I had my gun, my love, you would be the first to receive a bullet. No offense. Hello? Look at this. Fucking wall.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this wall? 3% chance. There's no way. I have to come back to that when we've built up our conceptualization skills. Well, we could talk to these two shits, but I don't think it would do us any good. Let's try it. Apologies, my love. This is going to be tedious. I think we've done. Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere. I'll tell you what. Let's quick save it. See if I can do it by pure luck.
Just an ordinary wall. No, you have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked. Their paint peeling.
Interesting. So, +2, Cindy's artistic impulses are infectious. So it's, yeah, we need to build up the conceptualization. Yeah, we'll leave that. Right, let's do one random thing before we end today's investigations. Talk to some fucking stranger. How about this one? A book reader, no less. Whoa. Leave her be. Wait a minute, I had 2 things come up then. Now they've bloody fucked off. Ah, here we go. The book says you must attain a Franco-Algerian hard body at the nearest gym. It takes willpower to even read the author's name. Jan Kaus from Iguania. Whatever that is. Okay, let's have a look at this. Still mumbling to herself, now reading another paperback. Have we come across this one before? I don't remember. A good one, point of the book. Hello, no ceremonies, just hello. Yes, let's try and do this one.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Excellent question. Shouldn't a working class woman be working? What are you doing? Let's do that.
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal. Good. Nod. I'm a policeman. I'm going to do that.
I know you are.
Yeah. Good then. Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
She tries hard to focus on the book stand.
This citizen thinks she can do without your assistance. Don't buy it. They all need help.
Maybe your husband is missing. Watch her browse books. That's all for the moment. Let's just watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
Fine work.
An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
Okay. Do you smoke?
No, I don't.
I know for a fact that you smoke.
Why do you think that I smoke?
She looks up, slightly startled. It's the kind of place where everyone does. I suspect I may possess supernatural abilities. Your hands look like they belong to a heavy smoker.
It's not like yours look much better.
She says while eyeing yours. Just give me a cigarette, please. We've got a pack of them.
I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else.
She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She has smokes.
I don't see why we're bothering with this. We've got a whole pack of them. Do you know where I could get a new pack? Okay, thanks, no problem. Give me your cigarettes, okay? Don't lie.
Sorry, officer.
She stares at you in disbelief.
She's lying. Lying, lying.
I know you're lying. Please give me a cigarette. I don't see the point of this, but I'll do it anyway.
No, I'm not lying. Why should I lie? Please go to the Frita kiosk.
Okay.
She sighs.
Wonderful speaking with you. Husband missing?
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
That's a very good question, Kim. So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight in the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. Suit yourself then. I don't really care if your husband is missing. Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing. Indeed. Yes, do that
Why
one.
are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby. It's okay. Let go.
What?
It's all right to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that. No, I was talking to myself. I should stop. It's okay.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Okay. Ma'am, I was just asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
All right, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make
Great.
sure. Back to the... Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip. Get task. Oh, for God's sake. You're being sarcastic. No, let's have a task.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, her words come out quick as gunshots. Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
She's definitely disturbed by now. Nanny, where are they? I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
Excellent parenting.
What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead? That's the bad vibe you got before.
They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes. What if something awful has happened? What if they're in the sewers? I don't know where this is going.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about.
She's getting upset. Her voice has risen as she tries to convince herself that her daughters are safe.
They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
What is this doubt you have then? Something has happened here.
I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they? Maybe you're right, maybe...
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
And you can describe... And can you describe me their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something to make identifying a little easier?
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
I have no idea how we got onto this, but that does sound like a good idea. I could do a party, a killer party, not a lame-o one. It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional. You're right. Yeah, that
A
one.
killer party? What is it with you and Pulp Staples? My God. Please, no more talk about my daughters. They are fine.
She picks up a book and tries to concentrate. A flock of seabirds passes by. One of them enters her mouth. She bites off the head and then spits it into your face. Excuse me, my loves. I think I'm going slightly mad.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Okay, I don't even remember ever talking to her before, but there we are. Right, I tell you what, we'll probably have to leave it here, because there's another chap here. Oh, well, there's a memory here or something.
Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Wait, what did I crack exactly? Open and shut. I don't even need to think about this anymore. Goodbye.
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband. The missing husband. It's the future leader of a proletarian uprising. It's some third option.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
Give me champagne. I'm going in. This doesn't add up. I'm only making a fool of myself.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now.
We are solving a crime. Some fucked up weird one that doesn't really exist. I have no idea what the hell we're doing. Let's play along. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But you said you didn't know where he was. Well, I found him. Nevertheless, I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
She's getting impatient. Her hands now picking on a random book cover. There. Points to the working class drunk down near the sea, right around the corner. He has pissed himself. Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs.
Excuse me?
She blinks.
I don't follow.
Yeah.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
I found a working class drunk and I thought he might be yours.
Right, because working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
What? I'm not saying what. Something bad, I guess. I'm sorry. I say stupid things sometimes. I didn't mean to annoy. I'm not saying what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
We're getting somewhere, as impossible as it would seem.
Ah, blam. Knew it.
But you told me your husband's all right. So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere. Drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She's completely forgotten about her books, staring blank into the distance ahead.
There.
Instead.
She's worried now.
Kim, is it just me, or do we have a missing persons case here? Don't worry. I'm going to find him and bring you back home, promise. Well, if he's with his friends, then he's not really missing. No need for the police to get involved. I'm going to bring Kim in on this.
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Man, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you. Honestly, I just think missing persons cases are mysterious. I do as well. You're right. Unfortunately, the forces are limited. I do.
They are not all they're cracked up to be, officer.
Why not?
Because people either show up on their own, or you never find them.
He says with a flash of teeth. But isn't that mysterious? Well, I still want one. I want a missing persons case.
All right, then. He has questions now.
Oh, hell.
What kind of questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
She eyes you from head to toe. Is this our wife? So let me guess. He's disco. Like a late-stage alcoholic then, right? We're dealing with a cop.
Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet.
Why did you say that your husband resembles me then?
Well, he's slightly chubby.
Chubby?
Wait, did she just imply that you're fat? You're not fat. The body type she's referring to is called a Franco-Nigerian hard body.
I thought that's exactly what I thought we were. I'm not chubby, and neither is your husband. What what you meant to say is that we both share a Franco-Nigerian hard body. Yeah.
You both share what?
Softly round, yet still in shape. Ladies dig it.
I'm not sure about the rest, but softly round sounds about right. He's not in great shape.
Stops to think.
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds,
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change.
he is like us.
I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand. He took it out of the bin? Wow, that's filthy.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She cares for her husband, despite the fact that he's an alcoholic son of a bitch.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case.
See? We're on it.
She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
I think I got it, thanks.
So
Proceed.
you are going to look for him.
She genuinely wants you to know. Don't make her ask.
Yes, I'll bring him back to you. Take the case, sorry. No, let's do the
Thank
case
you.
after all that.
Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Okay. There we are. We've got yet another case on our list to do. It's quite unbelievable, isn't it, my loves? We solve one and then gain about 5 more. But anyway, that's the way we roll now these days. I think the next thing to do would be to question those brutes in the whirling in rags. But for now, we'll leave it right here in this little circle that describes both me and Kim in our burgeoning relationship, as well as our hell-bent need to solve every fucking crime going. Anyway, until next time, my loves, cheerio.